nowadays there is a big narrative about increasing diversity and decreasing bias in an organization. And this really hits home to the fact that having as diverse an organization as possible, reducing bias to the extent that you can, it really does reduce risk in your organization, right? Can you talk a little bit about that?
Tremendously so. I think the first thing is to sort of define both terms as I use them.
Sure.
In terms of bias, we immediately want to say, well, it's racism or something like that. No, bias is something we all have.
Right.
It's like fog on our glasses. It is whatever particular corruption of fact that we take in compared to what we see. And some of our biases are very harmless. Some of them can be very harmful, but we need to understand that we all have them. And then organizations often build up organizational biases. In the book, we describe the South during the age of slavery, and people say, well, the South was full of all people who were inherently racist. And I would argue, we don't know that. What we do know, it was financially in their best interest to maintain the free labor slavery system. And so they believed in slavery because it was in their interest to make that conclusion, that African Americans were properly enslaved. Now, of course, we know that's wrong, but we can understand why. But it also should wake us up. How many biases do we have because it represents something that is in our interest, that we are sort of spring-loaded toward? Now, in the case of diversity, when I talk about diversity, I don't talk about equal opportunity. Equal opportunity is everybody gets the same chance to do things, and that is legally required and it is morally right. But I would argue diversity is more about a diversity, a broader spectrum of perspectives, of experience. And so while diversity is not a legal right, diversity is a business imperative because it makes an organization better.